Hello, and welcome to the Ciderman. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at K Cider. Now, K is off my mind, given the kind of idea that it is, tramp juice. I would say that it is a little bit better than that. Hobo liquid, more maybe. No. I do kind of get the comparison. It's not quite, a nice appley cider that you'd want to crack open on a nice hot summer's day to enjoy. It's not a fine cloudy scrumpy that you can enjoy warm on an evening. K does pretty much sit in a band where it is a drink that gets you drunk, and it does it in a efficient manner. Now, K is currently 8% in volume. It's gone down slightly. It used to be, I believe, 8.4. Still a very solid percentage. Double many other kind of varieties. And it certainly, well, I have often used it as a hair of the dog. Having one of these by your bed or to crack open in the morning, downing one of these and then drinking like a bottle of water is sometimes, and a couple of paracetamol, is sometimes the best way to get going on a Sunday morning. But that's just my terrible, terrible lifestyle. But yes, K Cider. I wouldn't put it in the same sort of categories of something like a White Ace or some other of those white ciders. I would probably rank it around the same sort of level as something like a Strongbow, but with the added benefit of being a higher percentage, so it's much nicer for like having a nice sipping cider, one that you can slowly appreciate yet still have the nice effect of getting tipsy. And speaking of which, here goes nothing. Oh yes, a nice crack on that one. So I'm going to pour this one out into my glass. This one's fresh out of the fridge, my cider fridge, right by the side of my bed, as I record. Got quite a lot of foam on this one. Could be just like glass and my pouring technique. But yes, it bubbles down, but leaves you with a nice little rim of bubbles. I pick it up and it's a pretty nice amber colour here, with it is fairly opaque. I mean, maybe it's just my glass is a tiny bit dirty. I've been using it all day, but it seems to be almost a touch cloudy, not like an actual cloudy one, but just a bit more of a fuzziness than, say, a real crisp, clear, kind of like lager or apple juice would look like. Alright, going in for my first sip. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That is cool, crisp, but actually got flavour, and not a terrible flavour. I mean, I must say, I am accustomed to K nowadays, so maybe I'm not a impartial judge of this one. I've actually grown somewhat accustomed to its taste. That'll be a nice musical moment. King and I have grown accustomed to his taste. I think that's cousin and I. But anyhow, yes, it is got a nice initial flavour. Pretty clean flavour, actually. there is a hint of apple juice, like a very watered down, from concentrate cheap apple juice kind of flavour. But it's there, which is actually quite pleasant. I really do like my ciders to have a good flavour of apple juice to them, if possible. Not all styles fit that, but I like that. Faint fizz to it, not overly powerful. It's keeping a nice little rim of bubbles around the edge. Overall, I think it's quite pleasant. It doesn't have that dark, woody bitterness that you sometimes get from a strong cider. It's actually pretty crisp and clean. It doesn't have that acrid sourness that you sometimes get in some of them as well. I nowadays find Strongbow to be pretty acrid in its taste, unless you have something like the dark fruits one, which is then both acrid and saccharine at the same time. I keep hating on Strongbow, but it's not that bad, but unfortunately it's a bit overplayed and sometimes the only option. But no, this is a perfectly pleasant pint. Or 500 milliliters in this case. It doesn't taste super strong, but you do feel a slight warmth after having a few glugs of this one. And I think I will be feeling it. Okay, so that's my initial impressions, and I will be joining you again after I finish. And welcome back! Oh, feeling a little heady on that one. You see, I've sped through that one in about 15 minutes or so. Now, one of the things I really enjoy about the K is its relatively strong strength means that I can actually stretch it out. I go on about liking strong ciders, but I think that's because A, I have a tolerance, but also B, I actually quite like to sit and chill and essentially nurse a pint. And I normally like to get myself something that's like 7 or 8% and drink maybe a pint an hour or so, maybe even stretch that out to a pint every 2 hours, depending on what I'm doing. And so downing a whole one in about 15 minutes is, gave me a little bit of a head rush on that one. Yes, it doesn't feel super alcoholic when you drink a slug of it, but you leave it for a few minutes and your stomach reports back that, yeah, no, that stuff's pretty warming. But yeah, I found that perfectly nice, solid. I would not bump this one up to like having a super high grade. Like it's not going to be something that I would recommend people who wanted to like say to me like, oh, what cider should I try if I don't like cider normally? I'm not going to go, oh yeah, I drink some of this K. However, if I was to recommend someone who is down the local off-license corner shop and wants to pick a couple of cans to get their night off to a good start, I would say that yes, K is a solid pick. It is relatively tasty, it is nicely alcoholic, and it doesn't have that artificial tang that some of the other ciders that sit in that niche have. All in all, it's sort of like a super-powered regular sort of cider. It kind of reminds me of the old Strongbow Super, though it's been a while since I've drunk that, so I can't remember exactly, but it kind of sits into that niche. Something that is very widely available in most shops, and easy to get hold of, while keeping that kind of a stronger edge while being accessible. It's definitely something that I would like to keep a couple of cans of in my fridge just for the occasion where I feel that I would like it. Again, if someone were to say offer me this or a pint of Old Rosie, I am going to go for the Old Rosie. But if someone's going to offer me a pint of this one or some other sort of generic cider, like the Strongbows or the Bulmers or something like that, I would probably take the K. So yes, that's my thoughts. Final one on the packaging. I actually quite like the packaging. The nice black can with the simple logo with the K Cider. It's nice. I like it. It stands out. All in all, solid pick, and definitely one to keep in the fridge. Alright, thank you all, and I'll see you next time.